Las Vegas's mayor is urging casinos to open, even though luckily she doesn't have the power to force them to do that. And so here's Mayor Carolyn Goodman talking to Anderson Cooper on CNN in a crazy interview.
There should be any social distancing? You don't believe that this is
Of course I believe there should be. Of course.
How do you do that in a casino?
That's up to them to figure out. I don't own a casino. I don't know anything about building
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. You're the mayor of Las Vegas, and you want casinos to be open, even though you have no authority, thankfully, over casinos. But you say open them up, but you have no responsibility about how that would be done safely?
No, you're blurring. No, you're blurring.
You said it's not your job.
I am not a private owner of a hotel. I wish I were. And I would have the cleanest hotel with 6 feet figured out for every human being who comes in there.
If you can't figure out how to do this safely, why, as mayor of a city that you were responsible for the people's safety, are you calling for something that you have no plan for how it would be done safely?
I am not a private owner. That's the competition in this country, the free enterprise, and to be able to make sure that what you offer the public meets the needs of the public. Right now, we're in a crisis health-wise, and so for a restaurant to be open or a small boutique to be open, they better figure it out. That's their job. That's not the mayor's job.
Oh, this woman is unhinged. By the way, let's just be completely honest about the economic system we're functioning under. We do not have a free market, okay? These corporations are getting bailed out. That is not a free market. A free market allows them to fail, okay? And then in a free market with free enterprise, where the government sits back and does nothing in providing guidelines for these businesses, how exactly would the free market work if you're dealing with a pandemic where customers, clients, business literally dies? Like, I don't know. I want to ask Dave Rubin, do they then go and write a negative, like, Yelp review after they've already died as a result of the pandemic? Like, how stupid is this?
It's actually, believe it or not, worse than that. Because in a pandemic, so let's say one restaurant opens up and they do a great job of being clean, as she says. And so free market's going to reward them. The other restaurant opens up, they do a bad job at being clean, and their customers get coronavirus. They then go home and give coronavirus to the people who were at the good restaurants that were clean. First of all, there is no such thing as a clean restaurant. They recirculate the air, and the virus is in the air. So, oops, okay. And the air conditioning is a huge part of it, as Anderson Cooper talked about later in the interview. They're in Vegas, in the middle of the desert. There's no way to open up those restaurants or casinos or hotels without air conditioning. So you can't have a contagious disease where the free market has good restaurants that keep things open and people safe. That makes no sense in a context like this. But these are not thoughtful people. Her husband is the former mayor of Las Vegas. Politics is all about name recognition and branding. She won because she was his wife and she has the last name Goodman. So we're expecting her to be smart and competent. That's not what politics is about at all. It's about your name and it's about who you serve. And which then leads us to, wait, why is she doing this? And I have the answer, but Anna, I wanted to see if you had more details before I do the big reveal of why.
Okay, I'm excited to hear it. And also keep in mind, it's not just about restaurants. She wants casinos to open. And what do you think you do at casinos? You have your hands all over the place, right? You have it on the slot machines, you have it on the cards, you have it on the chips. So are they going to disinfect everything every time someone touches something? Of course they're not. This is so ridiculous. And I'm glad that she has no power in forcing the casinos to do this. The state's gaming control board will ultimately make the decisions and come out with the guidelines. And they've already said that they plan on following through with the federal guidelines on when to open businesses. And I'm glad that it seems like there are some adults making decisions there. But let's hear a little more from this mayor who, again, luckily has no power over these casinos.
One of those lives is a tragic loss. But when you count 150 versus 2.3 million, you have to say, we have to open up. We have to go back. Our bus drivers, our
But hasn't it been
cleaners,
because of social
restaurants.
distancing that the numbers have been what they are?
How do you know until we have a control group? We offer to be a control group. Anybody who knows anything about statistics knows that, for instance, you have a vaccine.
You're offering
the
citizens of Las Vegas to be a control group to see if your theory on social distancing works or doesn't work.
Wrong. Absolutely wrong. Don't put words in my mouth.
You just said we'll be a control group.
Excuse me. What I said was, I offered to be a control group, and I was told by our statistician, you can't do that because people from all parts of Southern Nevada come in to work in the city. And I said, oh, that's too bad, because I know when you have a disease, you have a placebo.
The people of Las Vegas should be aware that their representative, in that their mayor, is okay with them serving as a test group. It's amazing.
No, that interview, her comments went from dumb to insane. A placebo, for those of you who are not familiar with it, is when you do an experiment. Let's say you're testing a drug. Okay, you give the drug to a certain group, and then for a control group, you give a placebo, which means you don't give them anything. And so
like a sugar pill or something.
Right. And so you give them a pill that doesn't work, that isn't medicine. And so that's to see how many people in a situation like this, in this context, how many people would die normally when you just let the virus spread. She just volunteered her citizens to be the control group, the placebo, that die indiscriminately. I've never seen anything like that in my life. That's the most insane thing I've ever heard a so-called representative of anyone ever say. And so then that leads me to, why is she doing this? So she claims she's really, really worried about the hundreds of thousands of workers in Vegas. Now that's plausible, right? So looked into it. If she was right, if she's a Democrat and it's the unions pushing her to get back in there because they're really worried that people aren't going to have jobs, that might be an answer. No, the culinary union says, oh, hell no. No, I'm not going to put my workers back in there and get them killed. So it turns out already 11 members of the culinary union alone in Vegas have been killed already, and they shut it down pretty quickly. Imagine how many will die normally. So the unions are totally against this. She's an independent, backs Republicans all the time. I know you're shocked by that. So then you read a little further. What's the one group pushing to reopen? Wynn Resorts. So it turns out it's the casinos who want to reopen because they're, of course, worried about the money. And who does the mayor of Las Vegas work for? The people who are the donors. And the casinos are the major donors in Las Vegas. So name recognition, plus you get money from corporations. And that's how you win politics in America, because the entire system is rotten and corrupt to the core. So in a sense, Goodman is the product of that control group. And so that's why she goes out there and says insane things. Because basically her backers told her, reopen those goddamn casinos. We don't care how many people die.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.